Hello. Welcome to Lenze Training. This tutorial shows you how to write a program in Sequential function chart in PLC Designer software. In this example, a project named PLC Base PRG is opened. The controller 3200C serves as a PLC device. To create a new POU, right-click on Application. From Add Object, select POU. The Add POU dialog box pops up. Here the POU is named as SFC_PROG. The type of the POU is selected to be function block. From the Implementation Language drop-down menu, select Sequential function chart. Click on Add. A new POU is added in the device tree and the editor is opened. The icon of the PLC program indicates that the program implementation language is Sequential function chart. At first, variables are declared in declaration editor with Hungarian notation and suitable comments. Here x1 is the name of the variable and bool is its type. The purpose of the variable can be commented for better understanding. In the same way, all other variables have to be declared in the declaration editor. If required, the variables can be initialized with a default value. For example, here the value 10 is assigned to the variable I1. After completion of declaring variables, logic can be written in the program editor. In Sequential function chart, the main elements to write the logic are steps, transitions, actions, branches and jumps. We will start by declaring steps. On creating a new POU with SFC as the preferred language, we can already see a step named in it. After the step, a transition is declared as true, followed by a jump element that jumps the program to the initial step. Sometime it is required to resize the graphical elements in the program editor. To do so, click on Tool on the menu bar. From Tools, select Options. The Options window pops up. Click on SFC Editor from the options on the left pane. Here the dimensions of the elements can be adjusted to fit our requirements. In this program, the first step after init will be step 0. To add a step, the element from the toolbox is selected and dragged onto the program editor. Steps can be renamed by clicking on the text in it. The newly added step is named Step 0. Please note that the steps should be named in such a way that it should define its purpose. A new step should be preceded by a transition. A transition condition from init to step 0 is added and named as x1. Likewise, all other steps required for the logic are added. After completing with adding of steps, action and transition will be added as required. To add an action, the element from the toolbox is selected and dragged to the step in which the action needs to be added. While dragging the mouse pointer on the step, 4 options can be found where an action can be added. The options inside the step are called step actions. This step action is called entry action. It is executed only once, that is when the step gets active. This step action is called the main action. It is executed when the step is active and entry action is executed. This step action is called the exit action. It is executed only once when the step gets deactivated. This one outside the step is called IEC action. Here an entry action for step 2 will be created. The selection is dropped to the bottom left corner of step 2. There are 2 options available to choose from: copy reference and copy implementation. By default, it is prompted to select the copy reference mode for the step actions. In copy reference, the reference to the action objects that call the step are also copied when the step is copied. The copied step and new step call the same action. In copy implementation, the reference to the action objects that call the step are linked to this step. When copying the step element, new action objects are created for the new step, and the implementation is duplicated. For this example, the default setting copy reference is accepted and confirmed by clicking OK. The Add Entry Action dialog box opens. The newly created step is named as Step 2 Entry, and structured text is selected as the implementation language. Click Add. Cozes inserts the Step 2 entry action below the POU in the device tree and opens the action in the editor. In the Step 2 entry action, The program statements are executed once when Step 2 becomes active. The Step 2 entry editor is closed. Step 2 is now marked with an E in the lower left corner. Double-clicking this marker reopens the editor. The entry action Step 2 entry is now available in the properties of the step in entry action. Other actions can also be added as per requirement. Double-click on Step 2 entry to open the action for editing. Use of proper commenting and indentation is suggested for better readability of the code. Here the variable I1 is initialized to -1. The editor is closed. Similar to entry action, main action and exit action are added to Step 2. The exit action is marked as X and the main action is marked as a blue notch on the top right corner of the step. To demonstrate alternate branching, a new step, Step 3 is added. From the toolbox, drag and drop branch in between Step 2 and Step 3. By default, parallel branching is selected. Click on the branch and select Alternative from the SFC drop-down menu or the SFC toolbar. Please note that every alternative branch must start and end with a transition element. So, transition is added from the toolbox. The condition I1 equals 0 is put for the first condition and I1 greater than 10 for the next. For transition from Step 3, Step 3.t greater than t#2 seconds is used. At this point of time, we can discuss about implicit variables in SFC. Every SFC object supplies implicit variables to monitor the status of steps and IEC actions at runtime. These implicit variables are declared automatically by PLC Designer for each step and each IEC action. In this case, the t variable is used. It yields the current elapsed time since the step was activated. To use it, type the step name followed by dot and select t from the drop-down. Likewise, for the next condition the x variable is used. It shows the activation status in the current cycle. Moving on, a new step is added. A main action is added to Step 5 by double-clicking on it and confirming the default selections. This action counts up the variable action count by 1 every cycle. To add IEC actions, select the step and from the SFC option on the menu bar, select Insert Action Association. It adds an action box. Each action box includes the qualifier in the first column and the action name in the second column, both of which can be edited directly. There are several qualifiers to choose from. By default, N is selected. It means non-stored. The action is active as long as the step is active. Right-click on the POUSFC prog and select Act In from Add Object option. Give it a suitable name and select Preferred Language. Clicking on Add adds the action and opens the editor. This action counts up the variable N association count by 1 every time the action is called. The editor is closed and the action is assigned to the newly created IEC action. Select Step 5 and from the SFC option on the menu bar, select Insert Action Association after. In this one, S is selected as the qualifier. It means set or stored. This step is executed until it receives a reset. Similarly, an action is created and assigned to it. This action counts up the variable SR association count by 1 every cycle. A new step, step 6 is added followed by a transition element. The transition element is assigned the variable x4. We utilize this step to demonstrate sequence diagnosis. Click on step 6. On the right-hand side, the properties window can be seen. Minimal active represents the minimum time duration for which the step should be active. Even though the transition condition is true, the control will not leave the step before the minimal active time. Maximal active represents the maximum time duration for which the concerned step should be active. That is, the transition conditions should be true before the maximal active time, failing which the SFC error flag will go to true. Here we set the minimal active time to 5 seconds and maximal active time to 10 seconds. The SFC flags can be selectively activated. To activate a particular flag, right-click on SFC Prog. Click on Properties. From the options, select SFC Settings. Check the flag that are required and confirm with OK. The checked flags will be explained as we progress through the tutorial. After sequence diagnosis, we are prepared to add another branching. A new step, step 7 is added. Drag and drop branch from the toolbox after step 6. This adds parallel branching by default. In parallel branching, both the steps are active simultaneously. An IEC action has been associated with step 8 with qualifier R. Action step 5 SR has been assigned, which resets the action that was set in step 5. At the end, we add a transition. In SFC, several transitions can be clubbed under one head. Right-click on the POUSFC Prog and select Transition from Add Object. Rename it and select Preferred Language and click Add. Type down all the conditions in the editor. Close the editor and assign the transition element in the desired section. If this transition is true, we want to go to step 0, hence rename init to step 0. A visualization screen has been prepared to test the software. Go to the Online tab and select Login. Confirm the warning message to download the project. Go to the Debug tab and select Start to enable the controller. We open the program editor and the visualization screen side by side to monitor the flow. On changing the state of the variable x1 to true, the code starts executing step 0. The current step that is being executed is highlighted in blue in the editor window. Changing the state of variable x2 to true moves the control to step 2. On entering the step, the entry action, that is step 2 entry, is executed. The total time elapsed in this step is shown here. Currently the value of the variable I1 is -1. Let's change it to 0. Now step 3 gets highlighted and is being processed. After executing step 3 for 2 seconds, the control jumps to step 5. It can be seen that the transition condition from step 5 to step 6 is true, which implies, logically, step 5 should be processed just once. It is observed that the variable action count is increased by 1, whereas the variable n association count has been increased by 2. This implies that the IEC action step 5n is executed twice. On the other hand, the main action step 5 active is executed just once. It is also observed that although the control has been transferred to step 6, the action step 5 SR is still active since a set qualifier has been used. Step 6 has sequence diagnosis. Hence, if the total execution time exceeds maximal active time, that is, 10 seconds in this case, the SFC error flag goes to true. The SFC error step shows the step that is having an error. Reset the error by making the flag SFC quit error to true. As a result of sequence diagnosis, even if the condition x4 is true, execution will not proceed before the set minimal active time, that is 5 seconds in this case. On making variable x4 true, Both the steps, Step 7 and Step 8 are executed simultaneously since we have a parallel branching. The Step 5 SR gets reset since a reset qualifier has been used. Lastly, we have a transition defined by trans 1. On making X5 to true, the control moves to Step 0 after waiting for 3 seconds as defined in trans 1. The whole cycle is repeated. SFC also provides with an option to reset the execution of the program or take back and hold the execution to the init step. The SFC reset command takes the flow to the init step irrespective of the step which was being executed. The program is executed from the init step. The SFC init command on the other hand holds the control to the init step until the command is turned to false. Another very interesting and useful feature of SFC language is the tip mode. When the SFC tip mode flag is set to true, the SFC tip flag takes the execution step by step, overriding the transition conditions. This feature is very useful when it is needed to run through the whole program as well as check every step manually. Setting the SFC tip mode flag to false brings back the normal execution of the program. Please follow our videos for tutorial in other programming languages.